So we're back. It's been a while, and my mic is way too loud, but that's fine. It's been a while since I made a video, and a lot has happened. Not just with Arsenal, with other clubs, but we are going to focus on Arsenal today because we've got some good news, we've got some bad news. We've seen some interesting things in pre-season, and the season starts in what, 15 days? No, 13 days. I think anyway, because I think we kick off on the 21st of August against Coventry. So listen, a lot has happened. We're gonna get into the good things and the bad things, but before we do, like, sub, and share, do whatever you have to do to help the channel grow. But we're gonna get onto the big news of the day. That has been announced, and that is Bruno Guimaraes is an Arsenal player. We knew this was gonna happen. It was dragging out quite a bit, but he's here. He's our player. And that is a massive signing. Not just because we need him, because we do need someone who is combative in that midfield, who is also a progressive ball player. He can contribute in all types of scenarios, in our box, in their box, in the midfield also. And we're going to need him anyway, because Declan Rice, he probably won't be playing until October. And we can't really rely on Zubimendi and Skelly to hold down that midfield, because Zubimendi, we've not seen he's good enough in certain areas, especially the back end of last season. And obviously you can't really put Skelly with him either, because without Declan Rice or someone like Declan Rice in that midfield, we look wide open. And we even saw that in that West Ham game at the end of last season. But we got Bruno in, and he is going to wear number 39. He did get announced today on the official Arsenal social media pages. But listen, I think when you look at the Premier League and you'll see an Anderson go for 116 mil, Tanani go for 100 mil, Fernandez go for about 80 odd mil, I think it was. When you look at the deals going on in this Premier League and this transfer market in general, because this market has been unlike no other, we got him for a very good deal. £75 million, I think it is, for a midfielder that's in his prime. That is a bargain in this current market, because players like him, you're looking at 110, 115 mil. I guess you had that, with Enzo and Caicedo, but they were a lot younger. And yes, they turned out all right for their respective clubs. Turned out very well, actually, especially with Caicedo. With Guimaraes, you're getting a player that is Premier League proven, unlike when we first looked at him back in 2021. He knows the league. We've seen what he can do. Eddie Howe and Arteta, they are similar in aspects of their game. He's played in the quality midfield. Their midfield in Newcastle is a pain. Well, it was a pain to play against. Not now, it's not. And he can play in the 6. He can play in the 8. Just what we need. And he gives us a lot of what Declan Rice can't give us. And especially with Declan Rice being out, we can play a midfield with him and Zubimendi, with Bruno and Zubi, Bruno and Skelly. We can do that. We can even play We can have games where we play Bruno, Odegaard, and Eze. We can do that, because there's certain home games, like the start of the season, where against Coventry, we haven't got to play 2 DMs. We can let loose a bit, pause, and play a better quality midfield in attack, and a better quality in attack. Is what I meant. But listen, great signing. 75 mil, that is nothing in today's market for a midfielder like him. And listen, I'm looking forward to the season a bit more now. But obviously, we did hear about the news with Vinny Jr. I didn't really believe we were going to get him. It did seem like a pipe dream, and it was, because he did sign a contract with Real Madrid. And to be fair, I wasn't expecting much more. I don't, because there was no point. When you see these type of transfers, it normally happens when the player pushes for the move. Vinny Jr., I did not hear once that he wanted to push for the move to come to Arsenal. It was always we were interested in him. He didn't sign a contract, and then it was either going to be he stays at Real Madrid or he signed a deal, and he done that. And listen, it's annoying that we weren't able to get him. Don't get me wrong, because having a player like Vinny in our team, that's game changing, very game changing. He's very inconsistent. Like I say, inconsistent. He's very frustrating at times, but he gives you what a lot of players in the Premier League don't, and that is moments. And obviously, that we lost Trossard now. We need to replace. I say, obviously, we need to add them sort of clutch goals back in. And at the moment, we've got Zolis and Martinelli. With Zolis, it's hard to tell. It's early days. I didn't really watch a lot of the pre-season games or any in particular. But we know we got to upgrade on Martinelli because if Zolis ain't good enough, we go back to Martinelli, and we know what that's like when he starts. So we need to get another left winger. I would like another right winger, but to be fair, we got Ethan who can play there. We got Max who can play there. We don't really need it. We're fine in we're very much fine in midfield. I think we're fine in defence because Saliba won't be there definitely. I don't mind Mosquera being there. We can play Nketiah at centre back. We can then that means we can play Calafiori at left back. We can put Timber there. We got options in defence. We're fine. I did see the links to Christian Romero. Me personally, I think one thing about Romero is that he looks like a bozo. He is a bozo. Don't get me wrong, but he's in that sort of ballpark as Gabriel. If you play him maybe in a system that hides his deficiencies, then there's maybe a player in there. Because I do believe, as much as I don't really rate Romero that much, there is a player in there. There is a defender in there. You see a massive difference when he plays for Argentina than to Tottenham. So if that deal was to happen, I wouldn't mind it. Bit of depth, I guess, but we don't really need him because we've got plenty of options. That's one thing Arteta's done well at, and even Edu to a certain degree when he was here, along with Berra now, is that our midfield depth and our defensive depth are good. They're quality, and it doesn't really matter too much as to leave with that because I do believe Mosquera can do a job. He is young, he is rash at times, but there is a player in there. And I think we do need to work on our attack a bit because, like I said, the left winger mainly is an issue. We have got Max and Ethan there, but my problem is he's not going to play them. He's going to play Madueke, and I'm not sure in terms of what Madueke's going to be like because I think he's going to get a rest, along with the other England players. So our front three will most likely be Zolis, Gyökeres, and hopefully, I want to say Max or Ethan. If that is our front three, fine by me, going into the first game of the season, or even the Community Shield. We can have our midfield of Skelly, well, definitely Bruno G in there, either Skelly or Zubi, and we've got either Erdegaard, Eze, Havertz. I don't really see Havertz as an option there. I see him more of an option up front, but we have him there. We can play that midfield. We're looking at to get rid of Jay. I've seen the links to Napoli today in terms of getting rid of Jesus. I'm all for that. I think it's time he's done. I think it's time he has been done for a while. He's way down the pecking order. Havertz is ahead of him. Gyökeres is ahead of him. He's our main guy, and he doesn't really get to play out on the left. And to be fair, him on the left, I don't really mind, but I think it's gone way past that now. I think that link to Napoli is genuine. I think it just does go to Napoli. But yeah, that's it. I think we've got a bit to do. We do need one. We need a star left winger. We need a quality left winger. That's what we need. Because we can't rely on Martinelli. And I have seen links to Galatasaray for Martinelli today. But I think apart from that, I don't think we will do any more business. I would like maybe some more quality to come in because having Havertz in your squad, I would like an upgrade on him. But apart from that, I think Ben White looks like he's staying. I've seen no links at all, so we do have some good right back depth still. The goalkeeper situation, Kepa can't be our second choice. From what I saw in the highlights, he can't be our second choice. And I think Meslier is hard to tell, but obviously he's not a good keeper either. So I would have wanted a better second choice option, but we're not going to get that. But listen, it is what it is. Bit of a catch up really, because I've not been here, but obviously life gets in the way. So listen, I'll try and be a bit more consistent. Obviously there isn't really too much news coming from this window from other clubs anyway, because all clubs are moving very slow. But yeah, that's gonna be it from me. Like, sub, and share, and I'll see you guys in a bit.